Imagine this, a quiet night in a small town. Too quiet, perhaps. It's the sort of quiet that makes the hairs on your neck stand on end, the kind of silence that feels like it's screaming. The streets lay deserted, a ghost town under the haunting glow of flickering streetlights. The only sounds are the distant mournful howls of a dog echoing through the stillness like a lonely lullaby. In the midst of this unsettling calm patrols a lone figure, our seasoned police officer. His seasoned eyes scan the emptiness, a sense of unease tugging at his gut. He's no stranger to quiet nights, but tonight there's something different in the air. An unfamiliar chill that pierces through his uniform, a whispering dread that shadows his every step. On this night, our solitary police officer feels a chill in the bone, a whispering sense of dread. Something lurks in the silence, and he can't help but feel he's not alone. Suddenly there's a crackle over the radio, an anonymous tip about a disturbance at the old mill. The officer, a seasoned veteran, decides to investigate. A choice that will lead him down a path of eerie shadows and strange sounds. His patrol car cruises through the deserted town, a ghost of its daytime self. The only companions are the haunting echoes of his own footsteps and the chilling whispers of the wind. Every corner turned, every alley crossed brings him closer to the old mill. And with each passing moment, the sense of unease grows. It's as if the night itself is alive, watching him, waiting. A shiver runs down his spine as he realizes that the shadows seem to move on their own accord, following him. The old mill, a relic from a bygone era, looms in the darkness ahead. The officer, resolute yet apprehensive, steps into the unknown. As he steps into the dark, looming mill, he can't shake off the feeling that he's not alone. Inside the mill, it's darker than the night outside, and the air is heavy with an unnamed fear. As our stalwart officer ventures deeper, his flashlight struggles to cut through the inky abyss. Shadows dance eerily on the corroded machinery, distorting into grotesque forms that seem to mock his courage. He stumbles upon relics of a forgotten era, rusted and abandoned, their silent screams echoing through the oppressive silence. A sudden gust of cold wind sends chills down his spine, carrying with it a stench of decay and despair. The darkness seems to throb around him, pulsating with anticipation. It is here in this forsaken place that he encounters a presence more sinister than any human villain. Not a physical being, but a malevolent force, a dark entity that thrives on fear, feasting on the dread it instills. And then in the heart of darkness he feels it, the cold, piercing gaze of the evil. With a sudden, gut-wrenching terror, he realizes the truth. The evil is not in the mill, it's in him. Our officer is not just fighting a physical entity. He's wrestling with a dark force that's taken root within his very soul. His fear, once paralyzing, now morphs into a steely determination. He's a lone warrior in the eerie quiet, battling with an unseen adversary. The dark evil, like a relentless storm, tries to break him, to shatter his sanity. The suspense escalates as the struggle intensifies. But our officer, he does not yield. He fights not with his fists or his gun, but with his mind, his will. Each attempt by the evil to overpower him only stokes his resolve. His refusal to succumb, his unwavering spirit becomes his shield, his weapon. The battle rages on until finally the darkness recedes. In the end, it's not a gun or a badge that saves him, but his unwavering spirit. The darkness recedes, leaving him alone in the cold, empty mill. As dawn breaks, our officer emerges from the mill, a different man. He carries the weight of the night like a badge of honor, his relief mingling with exhaustion. In his heart, a newfound strength pulses, born from the crucible of terror. The town stirs, oblivious to the nightmares that were real just moments ago. The morning light washes away the shadows, leaving only the echo of fear. And so our officer walks into the rising sun, knowing that he has faced the darkness within and emerged victorious.